What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Marty coming to you with another video. Here to give my review on Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Now, before we get started, if y'all could please leave a like and subscribe, that would mean an awful lot to me so I can keep making these lame ass videos. I'm just kidding. But yeah, let's get into this review. Now, the first thing that I did not like about this film is the cop Wade. Now, he was in the first Sonic, and even then it was problematic just because, for lack of a better word, he's just dumb. Like, there's no easy way around it. He's just dumb. And in this film, some of the stuff he says and does is just mind-blowing that they would actually have a character like this in a movie. Like, I understand it's a kids movie, but come on, like, don't dumb it down that bad. Another thing that I didn't like was the whole plot line with the humans. So they're in Hawaii for the sister's wedding, and I feel like that easily could have been cut off, you know? It's just, I felt that plot was unnecessary. You know, it took away from the bigger and better stuff going on with Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Dr. Eggman. And like I said, it wasn't a big problem. It's just kind of a nitpick because I still found it funny. It gave us some laughs, but it was just unnecessary. Like I said, it just took time away from the actual plot and what people are there to see. But now let's get into the main story, why we're here. Sonic is just amazing. Truly amazing. I can say that this is the best video game adaptation to movie that I have seen. Now, I went to early fan screening on Wednesday, and the site was just beautiful. Like, the whole top half of the theater was packed. There was a bunch of kids, you know, there's families, and honestly, there was even babies there too. The lower half of the theater was also like packed too. Not as completely packed as the top half, but you know, it had a fair amount of people in those seats in the lower half. And when it came to Sonic, when it came to Tails, when it came to Knuckles, when it came to Eggman, like, everyone was cheering, everyone was clapping. It was just a pure excitement and pure enjoyment there in the theater. It was just electric, basically. And yeah, like I said, Sonic was just amazing. You know, in this movie, he wants to be a hero, but he's actively seeking it. He's not really thinking about other people and what he does. You know, so he had a beautiful moment with Tom in the boat, saying you can't be looking for your moment. That moment will come for you. And being a hero doesn't mean you gotta look out for yourself or like your best interests or whatever. But you know, you gotta put that responsibility and look out for everyone else. And by the end of this movie, like, Sonic grew up, and it's just a nice little arc that's going to happen in this movie because we love this character. You know, we know who Sonic is, and yeah, like, it was just really nice to see this little arc. Another thing I love that Sonic did was his references. Oh man, his references were on point. Like, he mentions Batman, he mentions the Winter Soldier. Like, there's just a bit more pop culture references that are just hilarious that obviously a person like me would get and understand. And so, yeah, you know, I love that about him. And also the music selection. The music selection was popping. It was like a few hip-hop songs, old school hip-hop songs that, you know, was just, it was just perfect because I grew up with that music in my life. And so to hear it here in this movie, it made it perfect because I was out there singing, I was dancing. You know, obviously I didn't get up to dance, but I was just like, oh, you know. They had the two ones that stick out that I can think of right now is it had the Here Comes the Hot Stepper, and then the It's Tricky. And so yeah, like, it was just cool. I just love how Sonic, you know, brought these pop culture references, and there was, you know, old school hip hop soundtracks that they brought in this movie. So honestly, this movie has a bit of everything. Everyone's gonna enjoy something in this movie. Now, Colleen is back to voice Tails in this movie, and I thought Tails was adorable, especially that friendship with him and Sonic. Because like I mentioned about the video games and TV shows, like, obviously they're best friends, but it's like the first, you know, official movie that Tails is brought to life. And yeah, Colleen, you know, she does no wrong with the character Tails, and their friendship, it was so nice, it was so adorable, it was cute. yeah, he had told Sonic that he was watching him from his planet, his village, and he considered himself a freak because other people looked at him weird or whatever, or other foxes looked at him weird and stuff. And so he would watch Sonic because in that first movie when he's running around the bases, so fast, it created like a whole, pun intended, sonic boom. And so it went like throughout the world, and Tails was able to see that, capture it in his computer, because obviously he's a really smart fox. And so yeah, ever since like the first movie, as he said, that he's been watching him, and he said, which is really heartwarming, that Sonic, motivates him, and he motivated him to leave his village and go find Sonic in his world, because Tails was also aware that bad people were after Sonic, which was Knuckles. And so yeah, pretty one of my favorite moments between them was when they were in a bar, which I'm briefly gonna talk about. It was kind of a nitpick of mine because I mean Sonic and Tails were, afraid of these people at the bar. And in my head it's like, okay, if you guys aren't liking it, if you guys are scared or whatever, you guys could just easily run off. Sonic, you're Sonic the Hedgehog, man. Just speed off. And Tails was, pretty fast too when he's using his tails. And so yeah, I don't get why they stayed, but I mean, it's a movie. It's we're there to have fun, and that whole scene was fun with them two dancing, having a dance off, and yeah, like right after, when they needed to go to sleep to continue the mission, Tails falls asleep like right in front of the fireplace, and Sonic goes to cover him with a blanket. And then Sonic lays down next to him, and he's about to fall asleep. And then like Tails' tails are put over Sonic, as a blanket. And so their relationship, their friendship was adorable. I bought everything about it. And yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see more going forward. But now I think the person that stole the show was, sorry, not the person, the echidna that stole the show was Knuckles. Now, obviously, we're all aware of Knuckles, and I just thought he was, basically the muscle. But no, in this movie, I know he's not human, they gave him a sense of humanity. Like, he came across as a badass for sure. He's a warrior. He's supposed to be the protector of the Chaos Emerald once it's brought into light. And yet, he has a sense of humanity, like I mentioned. For me to explain it is he's like Drax in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There's some metaphors that go over his head, and they're trying to, like, the opposing people will try to be funny, and so they hit Drax with a metaphor or something, and then Drax responds with like a really weird line, like I said, it's just a metaphor line goes over their heads, and that's what made him funny. That's what made Knuckles funny. Is some stuff went over his head, and there was just a sense of innocence too, and it didn't feel like it was Drax, because Drax, yes, he didn't get most of these metaphors and jokes or whatever, but he also came across just too funny. Like, not that he was fun. Oh, he was funny, but like he was just kind of dumb, basically. But nah, like this Knuckles, like I said, they gave him a sense of innocence and humanity, and he was able to balance, or they gave him that perfect balance. Like I said, he's a warrior, and he has this innocence about him, and so I really love that aspect of him. That's where I feel Knuckles was like the strongest character in this film. But I mean, other people could say it was the friendship between Sonic and Tails, and yeah, I wouldn't debate it. But Knuckles for me in this movie worked. What they did with him, it really worked. But yeah, those are the main draws. All these characters were brought to life beautifully. Jim Carrey returning as Eggman was just amazing still. He basically never let up from the first movie. He was just funny and menacing. He's just amazing. He was born for this role. But I hope for the third one he actually comes back as Fat Eggman. That'd be really funny. And hopefully it doesn't take away. Hopefully it wouldn't take away from the acting he's doing, because he there's like a balance. Like I said, mentioned with Knuckles, Jim Carrey's Eggman there's a balance to him, and that's what makes it so kind of like relatable and for sure believable. Like the fact that he can be so menacing and come across like an asshole, but yeah, he's just funny. He does have a little bit of humanity in him, but yeah, it just never feels over the top. And yeah, let's just talk about the post credit scenes, or sorry, the ending and the post credit scene, because as I mentioned, my theater was electric for the ending of this movie and for the post credit scenes. Wow, it literally felt like I was in an Avengers movie. Like I haven't, like other than Avengers movies, I haven't been in a theater that's like that, so electric and so engaged in the movie. So the ending, they find the Chaos Emerald. Like Knuckles and Eggman, they form an alliance because Knuckle doesn't know any better. He's trying to get to the Emerald to protect it, because like that's that's his life's work. And Eggman is just trying to get it because power. And so basically, Eggman obviously backstabs Knuckles at the end, right at the temple. And so he has the Chaos Emerald inside him, and he's basically has like powers. He's like a god, he has a bunch of electricity. And he's almost like Magneto, because he grabs like a bunch of metal from around the city, and that's how he builds his big Robotnik robot. And Sonic and Knuckles team up. And right before they team up, like, it was just so good. Like Knuckles almost dies because they're trying to escape the temple after Eggman got out of there, and Sonic goes to save him. And yeah, like it was just played out really well. It was so heartwarming. Sonic was able to get to Knuckles and saves him, but then Sonic used all his energy, and so he starts drowning and ultimately drowns. But then Knuckles comes back for him, and then they have this moment at the beach where Sonic tells him what it means to be a hero, and it was just beautiful. Like I said, that's when Knuckles trusts Sonic and they team up. And so yeah, it's the big three, big three: Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails versus Robotnik. It almost felt like a video game. It felt like I was playing Sonic Heroes, because the way they were like bouncing off each other with their attacks, it was amazing to see. It's amazing to see their game plan and them fighting the Robotnik's eggs, little eggs. And it felt like the TV shows. Actually, no, it felt better than a TV show. But yeah, like it was just awesome to see. And so the big three are finally formed, are finally together. And also Tom and Maddie join the fight. They go there to help / save their kid, their kid being Sonic, because they are a family. And so yeah, they can't stop them just by themselves. So as Sonic gets beaten up, damn near death, the Eggman bot tries to smash them, and Eggman thinks they won, and nope, not at all. And Sonic looks at the Chaos Emerald, and it went from bright green to like a grayish green or gray, and it breaks. And out of that come the 7 Chaos Emeralds. And if you're a Sonic fan, we all know what happens when Sonic gets a hold of the 7 Chaos Emeralds. So they float, and then they turn, and it centers in his chest, and then you see Eggman's foot just boom smashes them, and he thinks he's won. He's over there celebrating like there's no tomorrow. And the next thing you know is like there's like a loud sound, and then the foot rises up, and it's Supersonic, man. Supersonic is in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, finally brought to the big screen. Like, it was just amazing to see. The CG was perfect. The CG was perfect for this whole movie, but I just love the style of Supersonic in this movie. It was so badass. The color, the glow, the way his hair went from pointing down to went up. Basically Super Saiyan, Goku Super Saiyan. But yeah, it was just amazing to see. The crowd, jumped up, a bunch of screaming, bunch of applauding, clapping. Like, it was just amazing, truly amazing. And yeah, Supersonic whoops Eggman's butt. The ending was so beautiful, and I know I said beautiful and charming and cute for a majority of this review, but I mean, it's just is. And so yeah, it's just at the end they're at the baseball field where the first movie, where Sonic went around and created that sonic boom, and they're playing baseball, and Knuckles, oh my god, he's just so innocent. Like, he doesn't know what this game of, I think he says like bat base is called. He reverses the name, and so he instead of swinging it, he punches it with his hand, and then he just starts like freaking out, like, yes, I won, I beat you. Like, he's the conqueror or whatever of this game or something like that. And yeah, he's just seeing him running around the bases and he's all dancing and stuff. And Tom and Sonic, they have their moment. It's so sweet how Sonic just calls him dad, because at the beginning of the movie where I had mentioned that they were on a boat and Tom gave him the advice, Sonic did understand, but like right before he understood, he did kind of throw it back in his face where he's like, I want you to be my friend, I don't want you to be my dad. And so yeah, it was so bittersweet how at the end, he did what Tom said. He accomplished it, and he calls him dad at the end. So that was just sweet. And then yeah, it's like I said, Knuckles is the steal of the show at this moment, because they're about to leave. They go into the truck, and then Knuckles he's like, my chariot awaits, or my winner's chariot awaits, something like that. And so you just see him just jump on it, and the truck just moves and bounces. It's just funny, man. Knuckles, I love Knuckles. And so the movie ends. Credits is amazing because it's just like the first movie, where it's the video game. The song choice was amazing. It's Kid Cudi. I love Kid Cudi, so this is perfect, man, to have an end song for a Sonic movie. Like, it's just amazing. It warms my heart that kids watching this movie are introduced to a Kid Cudi song. So yeah, that was amazing. And I'm already getting chills just thinking about it, what I'm about to talk about right now. The post-credit scene. Some girl says that they're wiping Eggman's files or whatever, and you see a quick glimpse of Stone. Stone was actually in the Eggman robot with Eggman, but yeah, it's kind of weird how he like magically appears on the ground or wherever the soldiers were. And so yeah, you got a quick glimpse, but that's nothing. The lady's talking, and she said that they found something, a file, and it has coordinates to a location, and you see a cage, and it's lifting up. There's gas, around it, and it's slowly moving up, and you see the top of a black hedgehog, and you just see his beautifully sculptured body, the black and the red, and he has his eyes closed, but once the lady mentions or says Project Shadow, his eyes opens, and then like red flashes through his eyes. And so that was honestly a amazing reaction for the fans there, for everybody there. Like, you guys thought that Avengers was bad, not bad, in a bad way, but like was crazy in how the theater reacts to what's going on in the movies. Nah, man. Shadow in Sonic 2 post-credit scene was the tip of the iceberg. Like, the crowd was just so electric, and I cheered. I grabbed my 8-year-old and I was like, oh my god, Shadow, because Shadow is one of my favorite characters. Every time I play against him in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, I always pick Shadow. Like, I just love that character to death. And so yeah, like I shook my son. I was like, let's go, everybody was excited. And yeah, like it's just amazing to see that now we're gonna get Shadow in this universe. And yeah, obviously everything is pointing towards him appearing in Sonic 3. And so yeah, I mean, I cannot wait to see him. Hopefully he goes Supersonic too, but towards the end of that film, but we shall see. I'm just excited that Shadow is brought here in this movie, in this universe, and let's go. And I have a special guest to also talk about the Shadow post-credit scene because he's dying to talk about it as well.
Hi.
This is my son AJ, my oldest. I wanted to go see the movie with, and he wanted to talk about the shadow part. So, what was your favorite part of that?
The shadow part was my favorite part. When at the end they showed his eyes and his eyes was red, I was like so excited that they're gonna be Sonic 3. they're gonna have Sonic 3 on the movie now.
So that was your favorite part?
Yeah.
I thought you also loved the Supersonic part too.
Yeah, me too. I like the Supersonic part too.
But yeah, we're just ready for Shadow to be in the next movie, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're totally ready. We're gonna get the costumes, t-shirts, and everything to make sure that we express our fandom. But thank you, sir.
Welcome.
That was my special guest. As I mentioned, that's my oldest. We went to go see the Sonic movie together. I take him to every movie that I can because, you know, he loves movies. And yeah, I love experiencing movies, especially movies like this, you know, movies that he's interested in because he is also a fan of Sonic. As you can tell, he was excited. He wanted to talk about this. He wanted to have a few words regarding Shadow. And so, yeah, you know, now y'all met him, and hopefully when we do something like this together, it'll be a lot better because, yeah, this was unplanned. He just was dying to talk about it. So yeah, a round of applause to him. And that is my review on Sonic the Hedgehog 2. What did you guys think about it? Whenever you guys see it, please comment below and let me know. I would love to, you know, get into the discussion with you. I love Sonic, and I know you all love Sonic. And so let's just discuss this film because it is worth discussing, and it is also worth watching maybe 2 or 3 more times. But yeah, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you haven't already liked and subscribed, please do so. That would mean a lot to me. And thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.